whole thing?
All you need to do is cover up that primary layer
Okay.
and go a little bit above it and a little bit below it, because all we're trying to do is keep it from slipping. And that's what I really like about the clean gauze. Is it has much less tendency to slip than the brown gauze.
Right.
Brown gauze has its uses, but this is much better.
Okay, next is our secondary layer, which is what? That's padding.
She's really
Lindsay or somebody, could you just push gently on her hip over there? Just push this way a little bit. Yeah. She's trying to push away from this. There we go. There we go. There we go. She's better away.
So I started this. Pull, Mama.
Bug.
Come on.
Buggy.
I started this below where I had the clean gauze, and you want to you can't pull real tight on this because it'll just tear on you. But I'm pulling on it as tight as much as I can without ripping it. I mean, it's just. And I'm gonna go all the way up. Gotta go above the hop because you need this sticking out. Of your, so that your vet wrap is above the hop, and so you use a whole roll of this.
So what are the two primary functions of your secondary layer? Huh? Absorbency is one.
Cushion?
Padding. Very good. So that you cannot put vet wrap on and put pressure on this wound right over that primary bandage, because you will create vasoconstriction. So you've got to have enough padding to put enough pressure with your tertiary layer that you're doing some good. So it's padding and absorbency.
Mama. So vet wrap, again, I always like to just unroll it so that I'm not pulling on using the vet wrap. Roll to pull off. And again, my tail is going to be on the medial side. You always need to leave a little bit of your cotton out at the bottom.
Yeah, it's like a half an inch or so. I mean, an inch is all right too. I mean, you need some cotton out at the bottom because the edge of that vet wrap is very sharp, and if you just lay it right on the skin, it'll create a bind there. And so you need to have the padding outside.
Go ahead and explain about pulling across the front and off the back.
Oh, yeah. You're going to pull on this a little bit. And basically when you pull on vet wrap, it's got little squares.
See little squares when I pull really, really hard? You can see how they get really big. And then when I release it, they're kind of not even near hardly.
You need to be somewhere in between. If you pull it all the way, then you need to let up a little bit. Okay? Because what we're looking for is elasticity. If you pull it all the way out and there's swelling, it has no room to expand anymore. Okay, but you don't want it really loose because then everything's going to come down. Plus, we want some pressure on the granulation tissue. And the thing about when you pull on the vet wrap, you pull it across the front of the leg. Don't pull on it across the back because that's going to put pressure on tendons back there. You don't want to do that. So if you're going to do your pull, it goes across that cannon bone. All right, because basically we've got skin and. Well, there's tendons there, but you don't ever want to pull across the back of the leg, including if you're doing a forelimb bandage. You don't want to pull it across those tendons, you want to pull it across the cannon.
And it needs to be flat. You can't have wrinkles in any parts of the bandage.
Wrinkles mean potential pressure source. Buggy, buggy, bug. All right, looking pretty good.
So the last step is going to be, well, second to last step is the elastic line. you want it sticking to the vet wrap on the first go around, and then we're going to go higher with it. But the first go around has got to anchor to your vet wrap. And then we go up.
Same thing, tighten from the front.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
And this does not have to be real tight here. This is not a Robert Jones bandage for those of you that have done that. All we're trying to do, you don't have to have this real tight. In fact, you shouldn't, because the Achilles tendon, this is running over the Achilles tendon here. You don't want a lot of pressure on that. You want enough pressure where it's not, you don't have gaposis all the way around it, right?
and again, go around it and kind of scrunch it onto
This
the
is very important. We can't just go, okay, it's around there. We need it to stick. The whole point, well, it's 2 points. Mainly, keep it from sliding down like it did over the weekend. And the other thing is keep crap from getting into the top. So, I mean, I go back here and get swells all over the place. You know, press on the, where it's over the vet wrap, so it sticks to the vet wrap. And then she's got all these little, you know, below the tendon, there's these little caves here. You know, just press all over. We're trying to get it to really stick to the vet wrap as well as the hair out there. Otherwise, it was an exercise in, let's wrap it around there, and then in 2 hours it's going to slide down.
same thing from the lower. Attach it to the vet wrap first and then around the leg.
Good all one time.
Okay, scissors.
For those of you that go into large animal practice, your mouth is a fifth hand. You hold all kinds of things in there. Syringes, when you're putting in needles.
And then the last thing is just to put a little bit of our 1-inch tape over the places where the edge of this elastic on. You don't want to go all the way around the leg with it.
Why don't we want to go all the way around and encircle with non-elastic white tape? It's because it's not elastic, and if there's any swelling, it can create a constriction. And I have seen a dog in particular lose its leg because when somebody put the bandage on, they went around with the white tape. Even though they were over a secondary layer of padding, it wasn't enough, and the leg swelled so much that basically the blood supply was cut off to it. When the bandage was removed, the leg was basically dead.
I was filming her.
Now, that's less likely to happen on a horse than on a dog, but it's just a principle.